Hello, freak bitches. You contacted us after the Leah Remini interview.
Right.
And you wanted to get on, and you have this book that you wrote. It's called Ruthless. What's the correct pronunciation? It's Miscavige?
No, Miscavige.
Miscavige.
Yeah, the actual name of the book is Ruthless.
Right.
Scientology, My Son David Miscavige and Me.
Right. Now, let me just say this before we get started, because Scientology, this is the first time I've ever been contacted. They sent an email to my publicist, and they have a rebuttal to what you wrote, and their rebuttal is at a website, ronmiscavigebook.com. And they want people to know about their website, which is Scientology.org, and they have a statement. This is their statement. Ron Miscavige is seeking to make money on the name of his famous son, David Miscavige. David Miscavige has taken care of his father throughout his life, both financially and by helping him in even the most dire circumstances. Ron Miscavige was nowhere around when David Miscavige ascended to the leadership of the Church of Scientology, mentioned by and working directly with the religion's founder, L. Ron Hubbard, and entrusted by him with the future of the church. Any father exploiting his son in this manner is a sad exercise in betrayal. Mr. David Miscavige's far-reaching vision and unrelenting dedication has brought the Church of Scientology to where it is today, guaranteeing its future for generations to come. Scientologists worldwide love and respect Mr. Miscavige for his tireless work on behalf of their religion. So that's their statement. That's what they wanted to say. And I feel like it's only fair. You know, we had Leah Remini on, and we have you on, and I've had Louis Theroux on.
Right.
And look, I feel like, I don't know the story, but anytime a father is so disconnected from his son, they have to write a book about him. It's a sad time. Do you feel like that?
No.
You don't feel sad at all?
I don't feel that I just woke up one day and said, I'd like to write a book about Scientology.
Right.
And if I can give you a short encapsulated statement, I think we could set a nice groundwork for the whole interview. You mind if I do that?
Sure.
Okay. I was a Scientologist for 42 years.
Were you raised in it?
No, I got my family in 1970. But I was in the church for 42 years. The last 26 and a half years, I worked at the international base in Hemet, California. I escaped from that base on March 25th, 2012.
You escaped?
Escaped. That's right. I had to plan that escape for 6 months. We can go into this in more detail, but just let me give you this short story.
Okay.
About a year and a half later, there was a private investigator caught by the name of Dwayne Powell, who was around the corner from my house looking at a house to buy so he could spy on me from that house. And this is no shit. So a lady in the neighborhood saw him, and she thought he was a drug dealer or up to no good. So she called the West Dallas police, and Nick Pye came out and confronted the guy. He gave Nick some shit, and Nick said, hey, listen, man, you're under arrest. Do you mind if I look in your car? So Nick went to the van and opened it up, and in a trunk, there were 5 license plates from 5 different states. There were 2 handguns, a stun gun, 2 rifles, 1 fitted up with a silencer, and 2,000 rounds of ammunition. So they arrested the guy. They took him in for interrogation, and then his son came looking for him because his son was a partner in this business. The father's name was Dwayne Powell, and the son was Daniel Powell. Daniel came looking for his father. And by the way, if you want to hear these interviews, they're on Tony Ortega's website. Tony Ortega, the Underground Bunker. You can hear what I'm telling you.
Okay.
So Daniel is telling me, you know, how they operated. They were getting paid $10,000 a week to follow me and report on my doings from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock every night. An incident happened in Janesville, Wisconsin. It's
kind of fun. What do you do? Like, what could you possibly do that'd be worth studying? Is it just to freak you out? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, if you follow, like, if I follow Jamie, you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get Jamie looking at the internet, Jamie watching basketball, maybe Jamie goes to the gym, maybe Jamie goes for a run, maybe Jamie goes on Tinder and does a little right, swiping right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
What
but
do people
I'm
do
telling
that you could get out of watching them? It's not like you're out there burying bodies.
No kidding. Anyway, let me continue
Okay,
because
I'm
this
sorry.
goes on. So they're interrogating them. That's
Right.
Nick Pye, and there was an alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agent, Ricky
course.
Hankins.
Right.
And because they were concerned about that
Sure.
silencer, they thought, hey, maybe they're out to hit me.
Right.
Because I am the father of the chairman of the board.
Right.
So then Daniel, the son, is being interrogated, and he said they followed me to a town called Janesville, Wisconsin, where I went shopping in an Aldi's grocery store.
Okay.
This is
This is very detailed.
Well, I'm telling you,
Okay.
this is what happened. So I come out and I had bags of grocery, and it was the summertime, so I had a pocket T-shirt on. I bent over to put the groceries in the car. I thought my cell phone was going to fall out. I grabbed my left chest. They're looking at me in the van, which they had been following me in. They saw me. The father called his contact and said, listen, it looks like the target is having a heart attack. What shall we do? They referred to me as the target. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
No shit. I got a silencer and fucking 2,000 rounds of ammo. All right.
Okay.
So they called. The guy, Greg, said, listen, let me call you back. A couple minutes later, a guy come on the phone, identified himself as David Miscavige, and he said to them, listen, if it's his time to die, let him die. Don't do anything. Don't intervene. That's my son. All right?
Well, it didn't just happen, right? I mean, you didn't, I don't want to interrupt your story because
Yeah.
I feel like it goes on. But I mean, your relationship with your son didn't just start there. So it had to go sour,
No shit.
right?
Listen, my relationship with David when he was a kid was incredible. I mean, we got along great. He was a snappy little kid. He was just very bright, great sense of humor. I enjoyed his company. But as he grew older, as he got into Scientology, which I got him in, by the way, and I can get into that, how I got him in, he then started acquiring power. And I think he went from Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde.